What's up, Financial Zen Masters? All right, part 4 of how to retire in 9 years. We've covered a lot of ground this week. This is the cherry on top. But first, welcome to the Financial Zen channel, where the big question is, how can you, a super successful overachiever with kids at home and a mortgage to pay, how can you quit your 9-to-5 grind to go pursue your passion while still providing for your family? Okay. That's the question. I got your answers. I'm Rick Valenzi. I'm your guide, CFP, founder of Financial Zen. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I'm just so excited this week. I forgot the intro. Okay, so this week we've covered forge a new relationship with your money. Respect those pennies. Your pennies are representative of your time, and your time is your most precious asset. Don't waste that. Pick up those pennies off the sidewalk. Number 2, keep strict accounts. Keep strict accounts. Know where your money is going, so you know what you're buying and you know what you're wasting, and then find the money you're wasting and invest it. Make it work for you. Number 3, yesterday, I hope you guys loved that as much as I did. Download your Financial Zen tools so you can figure out how much you need to pay yourself first in order to retire on whatever time frame you want to retire in. Whether it's 9 years, 8 years, 7 years, 5 years, I don't know. So pay yourself first, save first, spend what's left. Now, the final one is one that I've also discussed before, and that is put a carrot in front of your face. I hope, and my intention with putting together that Financial Zen workbook and giving everyone access to it, and hopefully making it super easy to use and super accessible for people to take ownership of, is because I believe if you knew and understood just how close you could be to quitting your 9-to-5 grind, getting out of the rat race, getting off the hamster wheel, whatever analogy you want to use, if you knew how close you were, then you're going to be super motivated to get there that much faster, right? It's kind of like reinforcing good behavior. So I'm on a diet right now. I'm trying to get my beach body back, because Lord knows I didn't really hit any beaches last year, and we got a bunch of vacations planned for this year. So anyways, I'm losing weight, and each day that I weigh in, and it's a little bit lower, and each week that I track, and it's a little bit lower, I'm motivated by how much progress I'm making, and I can see the end in sight. I know how I'm going to get there. So that's the same with that Financial Zen workbook, where it's meant to show you what you need to do each day in order to achieve your ultimate result 9 years from now, which is to go live off your assets and go do whatever you want. Okay, so the fourth one, and I've talked about this before, is to plant the seed of the dream of what that day is going to look like. Now that you know how close it could be, and I wouldn't even use the number of years, I would just look out into the future. If you're my age, I'm 44, 9 years from now, 53 seems pretty darn close. And so I would think of it at what age you would be. Now, if I'm 53, if I were to retire at 53, I would have, what do you figure, 40 years left in my life? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do for those 40 years? Let's make it so exciting. So I want you, like I talked about last week, I want you to start exploring what that would look like. Set some goals for yourself. I'll give you a hint. You're not going to play golf every single day. I know that sounds awesome right now. You're not going to do that for 45 years. Maybe if you make a business out of golf, that could keep it interesting. Maybe if you try to go join the tour or something, that could keep it interesting. But just lazing around trust me, you're not going to do that. So start to figure out what that feels like, what that would look like now, and picture yourself in the future on that last day when you're like, I achieved Financial Zen. I'm out of here, boss. Take this job and shove it. I'm going to go do what? Right? That would be exciting. Whatever it is, whether it's starting a business, traveling the world, joining a volunteer organization, starting a nonprofit, starting your own business, whatever it is. So that's what I really want you to focus on, is exploring what the possibilities are and trying to figure out what yours might be, and thinking about it every day, once per day, just like you do when you check in on your money. Check in on your money, think about what that future would look like and feel like, and put yourself there now, and to keep yourself motivated to do the hard things. I'm not going to lie. Retiring in 9 years is not an easy task. If it were, everybody would do it. But if you keep yourself incentivized and motivated and keep the end in sight, it becomes much easier. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this series. I'm going to give you sort of a quick recap tomorrow. So I'll always think of some things that I missed that I wanted to add in. But yeah, if you had an aha moment this week or today or anything, please leave a comment below. Let me know what it was. And if there's other topics that you would like to learn about in order to retire in 9 years, if you're like, if you thought if the light bulb went off this week and you're like, man, that sounds good, Rick, but what about this other thing? Let me know in the comments too, and I'll do a series on that. But anyways, make sure you subscribe if you're not already. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and we'll see you tomorrow.